Hebrews, Hebrews, Hebrews. This is Prophets of Awakening. This is our evening Shabbat class, the 14th of December, 2024. Okay. Like I said this morning, I'll be reading out of the book of Isaiah 66. I didn't get a chance to get to it this morning, so I'll read it this evening. You can go to our YouTube channel, The Prophets of Awakening. Check out our videos. We have over 1,000 or so videos that you can look at and examine, deal with. Okay, these videos will lead you to the truth of the Holy Scriptures, connect dots for you. If you like what you're hearing and receiving, I'm asking you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated. Okay, and our hours that we are operating from this channel is Tuesday and Wednesday and Friday is 7 to 9. Okay, Central Time. You want to check it out, and then we have 2 Shabbat classes. One in the morning on Saturday. It's 10 to 12 a.m. Then we have an evening Shabbat class that normally lasts about an hour, a little over an hour. It's from 5 to 6 Central Time in the p.m. Then we have a Bible study class on Sundays at 5 in the evening Central Time. So any one of those times or all of the times you can check it. You can come in and engage or listen in, however you want to do it. Okay. Everybody welcome. This is a non-Messianic channel. For those that don't know, we deal with the Tanakh and the Torah. Tanakh being the Old Testament, so-called Book of Remembrance, and the Torah is the first 5 books of the Old Testament that was given to Moses by our Redeemer, the Lord of Hosts. Okay, Shalom and welcome to this channel, and welcome to our evening Shabbat class. Okay, we're going to do our normal, which is moment of silence, Sabbath prayer. We have Psalms we'll read, current events, and then we have some meeting no information. We'll open it up for anybody with any comments, questions, or anything they want to talk about. And then we'll go into our reading, which is out of the book of Isaiah. It's the breakdown of Isaiah 66. Okay? So this moment of silence for the Lord of Hosts and all that he's doing to bring about our prophesied deliverance in these last days. Oh Lord, we come before thee at this hour and at this time, thanking you and praising you for your strength and for your love and great power. Oh Lord, we come before thee with praise because we understand now who you are, and we appreciate you. We appreciate your patience, understanding, in your position both. We understand your position both in heaven and upon earth. Therefore, we come this day seeking thy wisdom and thy spirit, patience and thy understanding. Peace be unto you. Okay. So with that being said, I'll read the Psalms. I'll read Psalm 6. Okay. I'll read Psalm 6 is a prayer for mercy. It's a Psalm of David, right? O Lord, rebuke me not in thine anger, and neither chasten me in thy hot displeasure. Have mercy upon me, O Lord, for I am weak. O Lord, heal me, for my bones are vexed. My soul is also sore vexed. But thou, O Lord, how long? Return, O Lord, and deliver my soul. O save me for thy mercy's sake. For in death there is no remembrance of thee. In the grave who shall give thee thanks? I am weary with my groaning all the night. Make I my bed swim. I water my couch with my tears. My eyes is consumed because of grief. It waxed old because of all my enemies. Depart from me, all ye workers of iniquity, for the Lord hath heard the voice of my weeping. The Lord hath heard my supplications. The Lord will receive my prayer. Let all mine enemies be ashamed and so vexed, and let them return and be ashamed suddenly. Okay, so that was Psalm 6, prayer for mercy. It's the Psalm of David. Any comments, questions on that? Anybody have any comments or questions on that?
Shalom.
Okay.
The period and time that this is happening um is with David, or I mean the period of before, after he had disobeyed him by, you know, taking out one of his higher army uh, person that he had in his army, and then he sought out his wife. Is that period of time?
It goes back to what I was explaining the other day when I was dealing with Psalms 110. If you go to the Psalms 6, you'll see what it says in the title, a prayer for mercy. I don't know what kind of Bible you got. What kind of Bible you got?
I have the
King.
KJV.
So it says a prayer for mercy. And then it says to the chief musician, what I was telling you about. David was dealing without these men, they were Levites breaking down. You got musicians, you got porters, you got all different types of roles and jobs that these Israelites have. And David was a musician. He was a king, but he also was a musician. So he hung around these guys all the time. So it says right here, the chief musician, right? With string instruments. Then his name is upon, I can't say that name. Shemana, right? So he's the one writing this about David. So what I'm saying, so that's why when you go to Psalms 110, and like I said, they got manipulations all through here. But if you go to Psalms 110, you'll see that. Okay, 110. You'll see it says the Lord gives dominion to the king. So in the Psalm of David, they're not giving you who it is that wrote it like they did in the other song, because you're gonna know that this person that's talking is not David. So he's saying, the Lord said to my Lord. David is his Lord. And then you can write and divide that song, but they manipulated this song. They ain't telling you who it is that wrote it. David didn't write it. It's about David, but David didn't write it. So, and then you go back over here to Psalm 6, you know who the person is. They give you his name, right? And if you got a study Bible, it's got a number by his name, and then you go to 6 and 1, and then it says, let me get it. Psalm 6, verse 1, and it says 8. I can hardly see it. It says look like a right string this harp. So this guy right here was skilled with the harp, just like David was. So like I said, he the one that wrote this song. He the one singing it, but it's pertaining to David because of who David is. David is the Most High's anointed. And when you read it, you can see David didn't write it. It's about David, but David didn't write it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with that being said, anybody else got anything else on that song? Okay. We go to our current events.
Breaking emergency news. Mass evacuations are happening right now, and tens of thousands of people are being forced to leave their homes. They're also canceling schools, and the National Guard has been deployed to help with the situation. So let's get into the details here really quick, guys. Please just hit that like and hit that subscribe. I'm posting every day, keeping you guys updated on this big urgent news, and it just helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that. So this is what's going on right now in Malibu, California. All right, this is right outside of Los Angeles, California, and California, we are now having evacuation orders and warnings for over 20,000 people in the Malibu area, and over 8,000 homes and businesses are being threatened right now. And this is due to a massive fire that has broken out. They're saying this is a quote wildfire. They're still determining the cause of this fire. It's under investigation, but it is now spread to over 4,000 acres. This fire is called the Franklin Fire, and it has been surrounding the town of Malibu, California, and encroaching even into City Hall and the universities there. And it says at the peak of the fire, which ignited on Monday and has been expanded rapidly, it says it expanded more than 5 football fields per minute and destroyed at least 9 structures, right? And this is due to the winds. Malibu's right here on the coast of the Pacific Ocean, and they've had a lot of winds blowing inward.
Hey, bro, did you know that this is 1911?
Blow the fire further inland. All right, so it's spread to over 4,000 acres, and it's currently only 7% contained, according to the Los Angeles County Fire and Cal Fire officials. It says here that they are in a better situation than they've seen in the past 30 hours, though, according to Malibu Mayor Doug Stewart, because the winds have been dying down the past 24 to 48 hours. And it says nearly 2,000 firefighters were able to help fight the blaze Wednesday as the weather moderated. And it says firefighters have continued into Thursday to contain the fire, but it's only 7% contained because of the inaccessible terrain of the Malibu Canyon area, right? This is a giant canyon, and it's just blowing this wind right through it and allowing the fire to spread very rapidly, right? That's what they're saying. They don't have an official cause of what started this fire. Let me know what you guys think down below. Something that I always think of is that.
Okay, anybody heard anything about that?
No, sir, I haven't heard.
Yeah, I played the video yesterday, I think it was, or either Thursday night, about those 7 earthquakes that's in and around Tennessee. That area is the new magic fault line, so they starting to act up. I haven't gotten an update on that yet, but and then now we have this right here. We had a 7.5 earthquake in California, and now we have this right here going on, mass evacuation going on. Okay.
Shalom, everyone. I did not hear about the fire in Malibu, right? But just by you playing this video earlier this week, I was watching a video on, how they use the inmates to do certain things, throughout the states, right? And pay
Right.
them bare minimum wage. I was watching that. And California was one of the states that they use inmates to fight the wildfires, right? So
Exactly.
they have like a training camp for inmates to
Right.
train them how to deal with these wildfires, because they use them every time we hear about a wildfire in California. They never show the inmates. I don't know if you guys have seen them, but I've never seen them. But they're the ones actually assisting, the firefighters when they have the wildfires there.
Exactly. Yeah, they was losing so many firefighters. And that's why they came up with that. They put the prisoners on the at high risk, and then when it came out of the news. That's when they started training. Because usually it was at first they just weren't even training them. They just had them out there on the front line without no training. And I think it came up in the news, and then it came up amongst the legislators, and then now they have to give them training and give them skills.
Right. Yes. I did not know that.
Right, but still, those prisoners are buffers in between the actual firefighters.
Yes, sir.
But okay, so with that being said, we're gonna deal with these drones again. Okay.
All right, folks, welcome back to Prepper Now. I want to talk today about this drone controversy. It's kind of taken over, and so many people are talking about it, but I think I have some ideas. I think I have I don't know if I'm going to answer everything, but as all that is going on, we've got some of the latest footage of such things, which you can see over here. This is what I like to call skin. No, I don't show my face because, well, I just like my anonymity and I just like being able to talk freely and not have to worry about anything. So this is, this is your footage and everything else. So here are a bunch of stuff. Now, everybody's been talking about this News Nation reporter who evidently is from New Jersey, but he says that he saw 50 of them flying from the ocean. And this is a big thing about it. They say that they're coming from the ocean and that they are about, he says, about 8 to 10 feet wide and can't be detected because they don't give off heat. Okay. So like him, he said he didn't pay much credence to the first stories when they were coming out. I didn't really either. I just thought it was like whatever. And it'd be one and done. I was thinking about if you remember about 8 years ago when people were seeing all the clowns like in people's windows and stuff. They'd look up and there'd be like a person with a clown face on. I don't know whatever happened to that, but I kind of likened it to that. So, we're seeing all these things in the sky. What are they? Well, he thinks they're a little bit more sophisticated. We're going to get back to him, but he says he saw about 40 or 50 of the drones. As you know, that there's a little bit of odds between the feds and the state, especially the state police of New Jersey. And these are over Staten Island, New York as well. If you know, familiar with the New York City area, Staten Island is roughly, it almost seems more New Jersey than it is New York, but it is part of New York City, New York. So one of the presidents of these counties, this Warren County, he says that we are shocked by the lack of response or update from federal and state officials. Police Chiefs Association wrote on Facebook on Wednesday, we do not agree with their response that there is no known threat to the public at this time. It is our stance that just the unidentified drone flying over us is a threat in itself. And it is. So they're saying, this isn't a threat. There's nothing to worry about. So deductive reasoning would say this. We know that there's something up there. Okay. We know that they've got lights. There's multiple videos of this thing having lights. So if they have lights on there, then I would think that they are some of human creation because they almost seem like they're FAA compliant. So I don't think they're coming from another country, but that's just me personally. If you think, I've said this, and I'm going to tell you my theory, but I have something else that might be completely entirely different. I think that they are sniffing for something. All right, I always have. I don't think they want to freak out the public, so I think they're sniffing for something. Okay. So one person from New Jersey said, so I live in New Jersey, fairly close to Picatinny, and I also live near a lake and a very small airport. You can tell when a plane is flying nearby. You can literally hear them, but these drones fly so much lower than the planes do and have a different travel pattern than the planes. Saw two the other night circling around across my lake, and I just saw one go around the lake, then down the road, hovering so low atop the trees. Rumor has it these drones are specifically targeting areas with water because they plan to do nefarious things. Now, I don't rule that out, but I don't think that is the true reasoning or the true reason that they are out there. Okay. So this is an uncle from a subscriber of mine and he's a former military. Okay, so I'm just telling you what he says. I know that these drones are being used. I know what they're being used for. They're used for gamma radiation detection. Ever since 9/11, the government has been worried about dirty, as I like to call it here. They built fleets of the gamma detecting drones. There must be a credible threat, or they're not telling us about it. Report in 2006, JFCOM SecDef on the numerous Passover devices strategically based were picked up if MOTR failed. So he said that's his take. Expect that we'll see them around, other areas and stuff. The security at these games. I think he's talking about the stadium of the Army Navy game. Maybe that's not one from the current administration. They're coming. Maybe they're not possibly hostile drone.
This one organ can make a woman's belly fit.
The airspace in minutes, and military aircraft would have intercepted them. This is a psyop to divert your attention away from the massive regime change that is happening all over the world, from Syria to Georgia to Romania to Turkey to Belarus, and of course to Ukraine. But maybe it's something not so nefarious. Maybe it's just a little bit more simple, a little, as I like to call it on this channel, Kansas City shuffle. You wave the right hand in front of someone, and then you knock them out with the left. So the FAA Reauthorization Act of 2018 expires on December 20th. The replacement that is being pushed is bigger, and of course will take some of our freedoms. That's why on this channel we have 3 things that we cover. We cover news, we cover preps, but we also cover your rights, being a American government teacher for quite some time. New HR 8610, Counter UAS Authority, Security, Safety, and Reauthorization Act of 2024. This will include appropriations and enhance government powers to control you, and they're even going so far as to use it to push for acts of war against other countries, supposedly.
Okay. Any comments on that? Anybody else got any information on the drones that came across?
Shalom. You mentioned that one of them failed, and I didn't know if it was an update of identification on that. I thought you mentioned that this morning.
Yeah, they say one failed, but nobody got anything. Nothing came out that I seen on YouTube about what they came up with yet. So I'm still waiting on that. Just waiting to see when it pops up. I figure it'll be tomorrow, probably sometime, or tomorrow or Monday. Okay. Anybody else got anything?
Shalom. Yeah, it was something on the drones coming ocean side. They know that they have tunnels, and they know that they can build tunnels in all the way into the ocean, and I guess make it come around or what have you. But they can, and they have a lot of tunnels within the ocean side. Like they have some off of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. And when they announced that it's coming from, but he did say he don't think it's coming from overseas. And letting the cat out the bag is that those tunnels that they have, they're trying to make one go all the way from the east coast of the U.S. to Europe, and they're working on it. So they could have exploded those out of those tunnels that they did build and put them up that way. That way, one might assume it's coming from overseas because it's coming out of the ocean. Yes. So just being aware that they do have more than just land, a way of, leaving these drones from the land. They can make them come out of the water.
Right. It could be submarines too. They could be launched from submarines. Anybody else got anything?
Shalom. I was watching a video earlier where on Trump's platform, I told you guys was called Truth Social, where
Right.
he was, saying some things on his platform, like basically demanding Biden to, say something because the people have the right to know, right? And he said that if you can't inform the people, then just shoot them down. So basically, that's what Trump is saying, and they're saying like they're hovering in like mass amount in one place for a certain amount of hours. They just all come in like a big group, and they will
Right.
hover over a certain area for hours. And yeah, the guy was also saying it wasn't only in New Jersey that they were doing that, but it was Texas, um, I want to say Oklahoma and California.
Right. Right. It expanded since it started,
Hmm.
but in DC and New Jersey area now, it's expanding. Right.
Right. And I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Biden and Harris has not said much about it. It's like they're just not really concerned about it. The public is more concerned than they are, and they're not really giving any answers. And to me, they have so much technology uh, in today's world that you mean to tell me, you can't find out where they're coming from, but you
Exactly.
can find out what do you call on the computers where they have those numbers or whatever. You got the police can find out what you deleted years ago, but
Right.
they can't, resolve this or give us any information on it.
Right. Right. That's an example right there. It's a dead counter line because they got something that they're gonna do. Like I said, soon because they at the point now where they don't feel like they have to address nothing because they know what they got coming. And then you got to remember what Trump said. He gonna be the last president. So whatever it is they got coming up, it ain't gonna be no more America as we know it. Okay. Yeah. So with that being said, I heard about 3 or 4 people mention that about this Pope supposed to be opening up these portals or something. So I'm gonna deal with that, and then we'll talk about it and play a little bit. Okay.
Shalom, family. It's good to see you all here. Now, we're going to talk about something I came across today. I was just sitting up this morning looking at different news stories. I do that every morning, y'all. I get up and I see all the news stories, and my phone will also chime because I have notification on for certain websites. So if any news come in, I get the news. And this morning, my phone chimed and I saw the Pope is going to do a new ritual that was never done before on Christmas Eve. And they're saying they're going to be opening up 5 sacred portals Christmas Eve. You know, at this point, y'all, I just think they're doing these rituals because they know their time is up and they're doing all that they can to come up with ways to stay in power.
Exactly.
They absolutely don't want us to rise. They feel that if they do certain things, rituals and all kinds of stuff, then they get to stay at the top. All right? They get to stay at the top. You know, first of all, the Pope opening up portals, y'all, just off the bat, we know it's nothing but pure evil. Okay? And it's being done for selfish reasons. And it's not going to be honored. The Most High is not going to honor no Pope opening up portals, and
Exactly.
you know, he's trying to play a role that was never intended for him.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was saying earlier. That's what we at. We keep on trying. We know what we're dealing with, but we keep on trying to respect it and give these people respect. When like I said, he has nothing to do with us as Israelites. Just like Netanyahu, none of these clowns have nothing whatsoever to do with us. We keep giving them credence.
All this hell that we have gone through began with the Catholic Church. And it has not been the same for them. You know, over the years, I would read stories about how they have lost a lot of their congregation. A lot of parishioners don't come anymore. It was really bad. I remember Christmas Eve during the lockdown. You probably could count on one hand how many people showed up for the service. And in fact, I'd never seen such a little crowd of people, but nobody showed up. And I think it was just fear, you know, over the pandemic. So it has not been easy for the Catholic Church. And you know about all the priests and the predatory things that have been going on for centuries in that church now. So it has never been a good thing. And this is not going to be a good thing either. So I put together some slides that I'm going to have you look at as I go through the article. And what you see is the Pope standing at the doors at St. Paul Basilica. And these 5 doors are.
So, like I said, you want to watch these where you can see the visual. It's Pope Francis to open 5 sacred portals for Christmas Eve. That's the name of the video, and the channel is Lisa Cabrera, Cabrera.
Are there. And so I tried to get some really good pictures so you can get a view of what it's going to look like. He's going to literally go through these doors, and that is going to be considered him opening up portals. Okay, so can everybody see my screen? And shalom to everybody in the chat. Shalom to everybody in the chat. In modern times, Pope John Paul II also celebrated a jubilee in 2000. At the time, he was writing about the significance of the holy doors pertaining to one's faith. All right. So John Paul wrote, to focus upon the doors is to recall the responsibility of every believer across its threshold. To pass through the door means to confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. It is to strengthen faith in him in order to live the new life which he has given us. It's a decision to presume freedom, to choose, and also the courage to leave something behind in the knowledge that what is gained is divine life. So I'm going to show you the rest of these doors. All right, so this is port 6.
So like I said, you want to go watch that, you can check it out. And then I'm asking everybody to do the investigation on this to get some more information on it. Anybody have any comments on that, or anything you want to add to that?
Shalom, Brother Leonard, what actually is a portal?
A portal is you got dimensions, and then you have like the angels. The angels are interdimensional beings, right? And so, in order to come to into this dimension where we at, they have to come through a portal. a prime example is, you remember the story of Jacob's ladder?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's the portal. Joseph Jacob laid his head down on the stone, and then he dreamed, and in the dream he saw a portal, and he saw the angels ascending and descending on his ladder. It was at Bethel. That's a portal. That's the house of bread. That's the portal where they come into this dimension. So when you understand that, that's where the 200 angels came in at, because of Mount Hermon, where they came and made their packet, is right next door to Bethel. They came through the portal at Bethel and went to Mount Hermon. And then they came together on Mount Hermon, and then they all came together and pledged the oath to go and take women for wives. But they came through the portal right there with Jacob's, it was shown to Jacob in a dream. So it's like interdimensional doors, got to do with supernatural beings, spiritual beings.
So this man has that type of power. You know what I'm saying? How could he open a portal?
Right. Yeah, he ain't opened the portal. That's what I'm saying. All this time since we cast off and we was on the west coast of Africa, we listening to what they saying, but it's mumbo jumbo. But all this time they've been controlling us because we buying into the bull crap they saying when they don't have no power. That's what's getting ready to happen when the Lord of Hosts come back. He's going to show us that they don't have no power. The guy Abraham Torah is showing us that they don't have no power. We have the power. They don't have no power. They done lied to us and brainwashed us to make you think they got power. Okay, like I said before, one of the major things that's got a hold on us is Revelations. We said the person that changed anything in this book is not gonna have a right to the tree of life. They got people stumped when it ain't. It's some garbage they wrote. So and then even JC, they done put fear in us over JC when JC had nothing whatsoever to do with us. And as soon as you find that out and get it in your mind, that's when the scriptures really start opening up, because he's a block to keep you from understanding what's really going on with our script, with our Creator, with our Redeemer, and with us as being Israelites. Okay. Any other comments or questions? Okay. I'm gonna open it up for some Q&A. Anybody have any questions, comments about anything this morning, last night, the women's line? You want to bring up, talk about? Okay, everybody good on that?
Yes, sir. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna play this and then I'm gonna read Isaiah 66 and we'll close out. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, we're at the beginning of the end. That's where all this drama coming from.
Economic framework are driving rising inequality, inflation.
So BRICS then finally came out and with a new settlement on their currency, right? This new currency, they finally came up with it. 159 countries out of 199 countries sided with it. So that's what you're looking at. They end the end that the Lord of Hosts already prophesied, right? Israel came to an end. He brought Israel to an end. He's gonna bring these clowns to an end. Okay, and so they're trying to divert that.
And unemployment, making collective efforts more urgent than ever. The calls for climate action and climate finance continue to be ignored even as the crisis deepens. In the middle of these challenges, however, I see a tremendous opportunity in BRICS. With its collective voice representing nearly half of the global population and over a third of global GDP, BRICS has the potential.
So this is the president of Ethiopia talking.
To be a transformative force for a more equitable world order. Excellencies, intra-BRICS trade, investment, and tourism can ignite economic growth that not only benefits our member states, but also serves as a model for cooperation and solidarity in addressing global challenges. We must leverage our diverse economies and high growth potential to achieve tangible economic gains that uplift our people. Enhancing cooperation in the development of artificial intelligence is also essential. I strongly support the proposal
Formation
This is the South African president.
that has the ability to change the trajectory of the global South. To do this, we must realize the full potential of our economic partnership to ensure sustainable development for all and not just for some. We must undertake bold steps towards a mutual, shared, and equitable prosperity for all. Like most of the world, South Africa desires the smooth operation of supply chains, trade, tourism, and financial flows free from external influence.
Forces of the Gentiles shall be converted unto thee. But anyway, notice how that's the South African president. Look what we was dealing with the other day. All of a sudden, this major disease that popped up in South Africa. Disease X. Think that's a coincidence? Okay. Any comments or questions? So, like I said, 159 countries signed up for this new settlement system, banking system that BRICS came out with. Out of 199 countries, 159 of them sided with that. So that's the end of America. It's just a matter of it playing out, and they ain't gonna go out like sensible people. They're gonna go down looking like fools, trying to fight it. Okay, and not only that, with the hand of the Most High on them too, with these weather events and all these different catastrophes that Lord of Hosts is bringing. Okay. Okay. Anybody don't have any comments or no questions about that? I'm gonna read. Finally, get a chance to read Isaiah 66, and then we'll close out. Okay. Let me get it. In Isaiah 66. Okay, it says, this is the future hope of Zion, right? Thus says the Lord, the heavens is mine, my throne, the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that ye have built unto me? And where is the place of my rest? For all those things have made his hands made, and all those things have been, said the Lord. But to this man will I look, even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit, and tremble at his word. So let's look at that. This is what you're going to be dealing with in the last days. He says, for all those things have my hands made, and all those things have been, said the Lord. But, this is what he's looking for. But to this man will I look. This type of man, he got to have these characteristics. Even to him that is poor, that, like I said yesterday, Putin, Elon Musk, Zuckerberg, George Soros, none of them clowns have nothing to do with us. They don't fit the description. He says, to this man will I look, even him that is poor, of a contrite spirit, and tremble at his word. They exclude them, all of them, black and white, Chinese, all of them excluded. So 3, he that killeth an ox is as if he slew a man. He that satisfies a lamb is as if he cut off a dog's neck. He that offers an oblation is as if he offers swine's blood. He that burneth incense as if he blessed an idol. Yea, they have chosen their own ways, and their soul delighteth in their abomination. I also will choose their delusions. That delusions. People keep asking the question, why these people ain't getting it. I also shall choose their delusions, and I will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear, but they did evil before mine eyes, and chose that which I delighted not. Hear the word of the Lord, ye that tremble at his word. Back up to that contrite man, right? The contrite man with contrite spirit and poor, he's the one gonna hear his word. He says, hear the word of the Lord, ye that tremble at his word. Your brethren that hated you, that cast you out for my name's sake, said, let the Lord be glorified, but he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed. A voice of noise from the city, from Jerusalem, a voice from the temple, a voice of the Lord that renders recompense to his enemies. Before she travailed, she brought forth. Before pains came, she was delivered of a man child. Who have heard such a thing, who have seen such a thing, shall the earth be made to bring forth in one day, or shall a nation be born at once? For as soon as Zion travaileth, she brought forth her children. So like I said before, this is Ezekiel 37. That's what he talk about. He's already promised our forefathers that they were going to be resurrected. That's what Daniel talked about. When the stone that comes at the end of the four beasts that hit the beast at the feet, and it dissipates, turning the chaff and blow away in the wind. That stone is Israel when he resurrected our forefathers, the army that he resurrected in Ezekiel 37. But I want to shine a light on something right quick. So it says, Isaiah 66 in verse 6, a voice of noise from the city, a voice from the temple, a voice of the Lord. So it's the Lord. The voice that you hear is the voice of the Lord, Lord of hosts. The voice of the Lord that renders recompense to his enemies. So what is he doing? That's what David buried at. So it says, before she travailed, right? The land, Israel, the land, she brought forth. Before pains came, she was delivered of a man child. That's David. David got to lead that army that he resurrected, Ezekiel 37. He got to resurrect David first. That's why you see me going to Ezekiel 14 all the time, because it says that they're going to be in pain, and everybody's going to be rejoicing like they did when Josiah died at Megiddo, when they see David, right? So it says, verse 8, who have heard such a thing? Who have seen such a thing? Shall the earth be made to bring forth in one day, or shall a nation be born at once? For as soon as Zion travaileth, she brought forth her children. Shall I bring the birth, and not cause to bring forth, says the Lord? Shall I cause to bring forth, and shut the womb, saith thy God? Rejoice ye with Jerusalem, that's the woman, the land, and be glad with her, all ye that love her. Rejoice for joy with her, all ye that mourn for her, right? That ye may sup and be satisfied with the breast of her constellation, that ye may milk out and be delighted with the abundance of her glory, right? For thus says the Lord, behold, I will extend peace. We was talking about this earlier, and that's a false peace that they didn't put in the Revelations. That's a false peace. This is the real peace right here. He says, Verse 11, that ye may suck and be satisfied with the breast of her consolation, that ye may milk out and be delighted with the abundance of her glory. That's all our forefathers that we've been studying. Jeremiah and Ezekiel and Mordecai, all of them going to get resurrected, right? 12, for thus says the Lord, behold, I will extend peace, right? Ain't nothing like the peace of the Lord, right? Peace to her like a river, and the glory of the Gentiles like a flowing stream. See that? Back to Isaiah 60, right? Then shall ye suck and be borne upon her side and be dangled upon her knees. So this takes you back to Isaiah 44. I'm always reading. He said, I'm gonna help you. Those that thirst for the knowledge and for the understand what happened and all that to Israel, then I'm gonna help you. Here go to help right here. Rejoice, verse 10. Rejoice with Jerusalem. Be glad with her. All you that love her, rejoice for joy with her. All you that mourn for her, that ye may suck. They're going to help right here. And be satisfied with the breast of her consolation, that ye may milk out and be delighted with the abundance of her glory. For thus says the Lord, behold, I will extend peace to her like a river, and the glory of the Gentiles like a flowing stream. Then shall ye suck. Anything you want to know. Jeremiah standing there, Ezekiel standing there, Isaiah, they all standing there. Anything you want to know. Yea, ye shall be borne upon her side and be dangled upon her knees, as one whose mother comforteth, so will I comfort you. And ye shall be comforted in Jerusalem. And when you see this, your heart shall rejoice, and your bones shall flourish like a herb, and the hand of the Lord shall be known toward his servants. Servants with S on, right? And his indignation toward his enemies. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword, yeah, JCM don't have no sword, and Yahweh don't have no sword, okay? For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. So what he did to the Syrians is going to be like a cakewalk. So 17, they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh and the abomination of the mouse, right? Shall he consume together, saith the Lord. For I know their works and their thoughts, and it shall come that I will gather all the nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my glory. So that's the hook in Ezekiel 38. I will set a sign among them, and I will send those that escape with them unto the nations, to Tarshish, Pul, Lud, that draw the bow, to Tubal, to that, all the way back to Genesis 4, Tubal and Javan, to the isles afar off, that have not heard my fame, neither have seen my glory, and they shall declare my glory among the Gentiles. And they shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto the Lord out of all the nations upon horses, and in chariots, and in litters, and upon mules, and upon swift beasts, to my holy mountain, Jerusalem, says the Lord, as the children of Israel bring an offering in a clean vessel into the house of the Lord. And I will also take them for priests, for Levites, says the Lord. For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, saith the Lord, so shall your seed and your name remain. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all feasts flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord. And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me, for the Lord, for their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be an abhorring unto all flesh. That's what we waiting on right there. Ain't nothing we gotta do. It was nothing that Ezekiel and them, Hezekiah and them did. When the Syrians came, they ain't lift up bow. Lord of hosts killed all of them, Syrians. Same right here. Ain't nothing we gotta do. But do the best we can with these scriptures and try to stay with like-minded people and stay searching and reading the word. Keep that thirst up that he was talking about. Stay thirsty with scripture. That's all we have to do. We ain't gotta do. We're not gonna be trying to get rid of none of these people. He's gonna get rid of them. Okay. Any questions or comments on that?
Shalom. He also said that Isaiah 65:17 through 19 about the new heaven and earth.
Okay. So what that remind you of when you see that? I just read it right here. It says 22, Isaiah 66:22. For as the new heavens and the new earth which I will make, right? Lord of hosts talking, shall remain before me, said the Lord, so shall your seed and your name remain. So what they remind you of?
That was
Have you did that before?
the exile of
No, a new heaven and a new earth. Have you did it before?
I'm not sure.
Okay, when he in Genesis 6, let's go there. Genesis 26. Genesis 26. I mean not Genesis 1, verse 26. My bad, I'm tripping. Genesis 1, verse 26. You got it? Everybody got it?
I have it.
Okay, everybody got it?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
And God said, let us make man in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowls of the air, over cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, right? Then 27. So God created man in his image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. Then 28. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. See that?
Yes, sir. That means that 4. So they're gonna do it again.
Right, he's doing it again. He returning. When we come to Genesis 1, it's him and the Lord of hosts returning to the earth. That's why he even called the flood. So that's why Lord of hosts is on the water. Just like when Noah was on the water. The whole earth has been flooded in Genesis 1 and 2. They're returning to it.
All praises.
Right.
Yes.
So what he's saying over here, it ain't nothing new. He did it before. Okay. So like I said, it ain't no we can. I can't replenish the earth, and I can't renew the earth. So we ain't got nothing to do but stay in this book. And like I said, stay around some like-minded people. Okay. Any questions or comments?
Shalom. At Revelations, but in Revelations 1, in verse 1, it was said that like how they're let's see, changing the words around. It says,
Right.
then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and first earth had passed away, and there was no longer any sea. So what they meaning by that?
So haven't we through these videos we seen plagiarism?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who is the Redeemer?
The Lord of
The
hosts.
Lord of hosts.
Okay, so they got JC saying the same thing. But we know he ain't say they got it from what over the Lord told us over here. What we just read in Isaiah. They got JC saying it now.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, being that I mentioned that is along with this new thing that they, well, not new thing, what they're trying to do with Revelation over in Israel by someone's going to, I guess, say make that statement again of Revelations 21:1. So they're trying to fulfill this prophecy that they're saying
Right.
Revelation is going to have. So that's
Right.
why I mentioned it. I was letting the audience know that it's not um, we're saying it. It has been written in the Old Testament, and like you
Right.
said, to the New Testament. But to see that if any questions about how the things that's happening right now can't be true because of Revelations. Revelations is a copy and twisted of the Old Testament.
Exactly.
If that
Well,
is
you redeemer. You got a fake redeemer and you got a real redeemer. And they deny the redeemer and they got the one that they concocted saying everything that he said. We were just looking at in Isaiah 66. This right here. Look at this. Isaiah 66. Let me go there right quick. And then we'll close out. So you go to Isaiah 66 and it says in uh, verse 8, who have heard such a thing? Who have seen such a thing? Shall the earth be made to bring forth in one day, or shall a nation be born at once? As soon as Zion is a woman, travaileth, she, see that, Zion, she brought forth her children. So shall I bring to birth and not to cause to bring forth, said the Lord. Shall I cause to bring forth and shut the womb? Right? Says the Lord, rejoice with Jerusalem. That's the woman. Be glad with her. That's the real woman. We know it's a harlot over there now. It's the fourth beast. It's a harlot riding on the fourth beast. It's Israel over there now, the Israeli people. That's the whole harlot, the whore. You go to the real woman right here that the Most High got to raise up. Read it again. Who have heard such a thing? Who have seen such a thing? Shall the earth be made to bring forth in one day the woman, right? Be made to bring forth in one day, or shall a nation be born at once? For as soon, so all this time, we deal with a harlot, right? So, for as soon as Zion travaileth, she brought forth her children. Shall I bring the birth and not cause to bring forth, said the Lord? Shall I cause to bring forth and shut the womb, said the Lord? Rejoice with her, with Jerusalem. Be glad with her, all ye that love her, his woman. Rejoice for joy with her, all ye that mourn for her. Well, that's the real woman. So all this time, like I was saying before, all these nut buckets you dealing with, they got you thinking they got some kind of authority over you. They have no authority over you whatsoever. You get in the hand because they don't have no authority whatsoever over you because they part of the harlot. That has nothing to do with you. And they did the same thing with JC. You got the real redeemer, and he's the fake one. So you ain't got to listen to nothing he's saying. He ain't the real redeemer. It's a hogwash.
all
So,
praise.
Brother Leonard, when you have so-called Israelites, right, that is still um, deep over into the New Testament, right?
Right,
They are still connected to Christ, and
right,
they don't see that everything that you're reading in the New Testament has been plagiarized from the Old Testament. That has nothing to do with the Israelites. And as you were talking about the book of Revelations, they should be able to comprehend and see that. That has nothing to do with the Hebrew Israelites.
exactly.
Just like the ones that are over in the land now, they have nothing to do with us. They're fake.
Right.
They
They
got to come up
deceiving.
out of there because we
Right,
serve a God of vengeance. So they got to come up out of there, and they gonna come. So these are the type of things that they are really trying so hard to hold on to. And as you
Right.
were speaking about the Pope, that ain't no portals to me. That was sounding like some ritual stuff that
Oh yeah,
they,
right. Go
yeah,
back to the fallen angels.
right,
What the fallen
that
angels
they're
talking about.
doing.
Right.
Yes,
Exactly.
sir. They got to
But they're
come up out of
using
there.
they're using our terminology.
Right, exactly.
That's where everybody get. But you gotta let go of. You got once you see all that, you gotta let go of it because it's blocking you from advancing in the scriptures and gaining more knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
that's how
Shalom.
they do it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So by me mentioning that is to, if the audience are listening, to connect the dots. Some how things are being so led astray. When you come into the truth, you want to have the truth and be able to differentiate from what is not to what is.
Right.
Um, Also, and we can close out when you're ready. Chapter verse 2 in Isaiah 66. When it says he even looked to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit and trembled at my word. Contrite spirit, is that whose spirit has been crushed? I mean, because contrite means crush. How is that far as the Hebrew writing and meaning of contract?
What that contrite spirit means, David. What the spirit of David had when David had Bathsheba's husband killed, Uriah killed. Then he got Uriah to himself, thinking everything that was good. But the Lord sent uh, Nathan to go tell him that he let him know he knew. So Nathan told him there's a man that had 100 sheep, and one man had one sheep, and he loved the sheep. And the man with 100 sheep came and took the one sheep from the man, and he had 100. And David immediately dropped to the ground and started praying and repenting. That's a contrite spirit. So like for example, these mega pastors, you get busted, and it's all out in the news that you ain't right. They don't want to leave. You know, they want to still want to try to hold on to what they had going on when you done made all the wrong moves and you've been busted. But you're not willing to back off knowing that you was wrong. You still want more and more and more. Like I said, what you see what Trump did. You lost the election, it was over with, but then you still want to cause all this drama and bring all the drama in January 6th. That's the opposite of a contrite spirit. A contrite spirit is when the truth comes to you, you submit to it. That's what I mean by Israelite spirit. Ain't no drama. Okay?
Shalom.
Right.
Repentant, one of a repentant spirit that repents. Is that something that?
You can say it repent, but it's more or less like I said, when you know, like I say, when the truth comes, it could be somebody that you've been having a problem with for years, and then all of a sudden they bring the truth to you, but you don't want to accept it because of the issue you got with that person. You know what I'm saying? But when you go back
Yes.
to David, go back to Hezekiah, and those men that had that spirit, Joseph, they submitted. All the drama, whatever that was going on with the drama, that was put aside. When it came to the spirit of the Most High and His business, they had a contrite spirit. It's whatever the Lord got going on is what they're gonna deal with. Yeah.
Shalom. It sounds like it's a synonym for humble, right, Brother
Right.
Leonard?
Right.
Right.
That's what
That's
it
what
is.
I was gonna say, Jay. Yep.
Right. That's what it is. A humble spirit. What they know when to be humble. Whenever when the Lord come in and take over, you ain't no more in charge. They willingly get out of the way. Whether it's the Most High bring a man and you know he sent that man to get out the way. It ain't about the what because in David's case, in Solomon's case, the Lord gave them the power that they had. They understood that. So and like he gave it to them, he can take it away, or he can bring somebody else there. And they get whatever decision he make, they going along with it. They ain't trying to make no waves.
Shalom. Thank you. 'Cause, that's all I just want that anyone knowing will know that the poor, the one who accepts the truth, and the one who would tremble at his word.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. So everybody good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with that being said, I'm gonna say shalom, everybody. We got the Bible study tomorrow at 5 in the evening, 5 p.m. So if you feel the need to join and come in and participate, it's all good. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.